What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 99. My name is Bret, aka Enigma911. You can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join the chat and on the conversation over there if you're a subscriber. We'd love to have you. If you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. It's over on YouTube and SoundCloud the very next week, where it's broken up topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement. Yes, Moose? You got something to plug? Kitty treats? Last thing, merch store and get all of our swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. It'd be greatly appreciated. So yeah, episode 99. Wow. Crazy to think about that, with 100 being right around the corner. But yeah, very excited for that. Very excited about today and today's topics. We got some exciting ones. And we're going to kick it off with probably an excitement level for a lot of people in the Marvel fandom, but we finally got a trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. Wow. It dropped Friday of last week, just like out of the blue. I know there was some kerfuffle going around about it being leaked with no visuals on like a phone recording, which was weird. Whatever. So I don't know if this was Sony's counter move to be like, you know what, see the real thing and flip out about that. So they decided to put the trailer out, but it looks great. I know a lot of people are hyped and excited for this movie for numerous reasons, especially that big rumor casting mill ages ago of like, oh, so-and-so's in the movie. Oh, this person's in the movie. And then like 800 other people are cast in this movie that we don't know, but like everybody's like, oh, it just keeps piling onto the excitement and the rumors. So anyways, we got our first trailer. Did get some confirmations of casting, got some surprises in casting, or at least as far as I knew. But yeah, trailer was a lot of fun and exciting. So the storyline here, we know from Far From Home, Peter's identity as Spider-Man has been revealed, has been released by a quote-unquote dying Mysterio. Don't know if he's actually dead. Don't think he's actually dead. Been released by him to the world, kind of making Spider-Man out look to be the bad guy, because as far as the general public knows, Mysterio was good. So like, oh, Spider-Man's killing me, his real name is blah blah blah, is Peter Parker, blah, you know, revealing his identity, getting that one last jab in, if he is actually dead, whatever. So we saw that at the end of Far From Home. JJJ comes up on the big NYC like TV screen, reveals that, and plastered everywhere. Seems like this movie is picking up immediately from that point, or at least we're going to get some kind of scene showing the aftermath of his reveal, because we do see him in the Far From Home suit with MJ there, swinging through the city with his identity being revealed, people crowding him, etc., etc. So we'll at least get an opening scene or something like that of him dealing with that. And then I don't know if there'll be a time jump or something of at least like maybe a few months later of him being more still dealing with this issue of obviously his identity being out and all of his loved ones being affected by it, whether it's MJ, whether it's Ned, whether it's Aunt May, whoever. And we'll see the aftermath of that. We see that he's getting in trouble with some sort of lawsuit from the police, or maybe it's just a murder charge of Mysterio with the drones that weren't his, but for some reason they're claiming are his. That's a whole thing. There's some fun rumors there that, oh, Daredevil's going to be his lawyer there. We'll see. Of course, there was, like I mentioned earlier, 800 rumor castings of like, oh, this person's going to be in it. Would it be cool if Daredevil's in it? Yeah, absolutely. Would it be cool if She-Hulk representing him as the lawyer is, and then we kind of have that bleed into the MCU or the Marvel show on Disney Plus for She-Hulk? Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do it, if they're even going to do anything with that, but we see that, and then we kind of roll into him going to Doctor Strange to kind of ask for assistance to maybe help take this issue away, see if he can get rid of the fact that Mysterio has leaked this information. Wong, as ever, seems very against this. Don't do the spell. It's dangerous. It's going to mess everything up. And now we're seeing back more of the the typical Doctor Strange that we knew from his original movie, kind of the cocky, oh, I can do it, I'm powerful. Interesting, he hasn't matured all that much after Infinity War Endgame, but whatever. It kind of makes more fun of this opportunity instead of just like a straight-laced hard ass, like, this is the rule and we can't do that, kind of thing. So yeah, Strange is going to help him out with this. Attempts to cast the spell. He says that everybody's going to forget who Spider-Man is and his identity, which I have a little bit of a big question, or a little bit of a big question. I have an interesting question about that, but I don't know. So anyways, says that. Peter's like, wait, everybody's not going to know? Well, yeah, no shit. That's what you wanted. Interferes. We get the whole plot of the movie and the problem. So yeah, my little question about this. Obviously, he wants the general public to forget who he is. Obviously, MJ and Ned and Aunt May will forget. Fine. Could he tell them again? Yes, absolutely. Wouldn't the Avengers not know his identity either? Like, completely blank out him? I guess you could tell them again, too. But, like, whew, that's a whole thing to tackle. I mean, I guess Iron Man, R.I.P., he's already 6 feet under. So that connection doesn't really matter, but I don't know. The rest? kind of Anyways. So we get the cause of this movie. What's the point? Other than Peter's, identity crisis here. More multiverse stuff. Because this has happened, the spell has now apparently affected the multiverse and pulled this in. Now, this is a big talking point I want to talk about later, but I'll keep going through the trailer synopsis. So anyways, put a pin in that. Multiverse. There, you can see my hand on the video. There. Okay. So multiverse. So because of this, things are now happening. We're getting more of the kaleidoscope-esque visual effects from the original Doctor Strange movie, seeing buildings move and weave in and out of each other. We see this cool Doctor Strange moment where there's a lot of trains that he like duplicates, or I don't know if they're from other realities. I don't know how they explain that. But like going through and the travel and that, I don't know. But anyways, because of this, it's pulling elements from other multiverses into their story, streamline, timeline, however you want to fucking think about this. And we get shown some of the confirmed casting we knew of. We get big confirmation Alfred Molina being Dr. Octopus once again from the Tobey Maguire movie, so Spider-Man 2, he's making his return. He looks great. Cool. Awesome. We didn't see a visual of the character, but we know Electro, Jamie Foxx is confirmed, pretty sure, from the Amazing Spider-Man series with Andrew Garfield. There was a couple shots of lightning bolts being seen, not blue, like we saw in Amazing Spider-Man, more yellow, so I don't think they'll go the cartoony costume from the comics, but he'll have a different look, most likely. So we saw that. We saw something jumping out of the shadows at him, or at least spooking Peter. There's a lot of rumors about that fans are like speculating, oh, it's Venom, or oh, it's fucking Morbius, which that's a weird one. So I don't know what he's spooked by. But then we get the big reveal in a way where I personally said, holy shit. And I feel like a lot of people did too, because I don't remember this name being jotted out there. And if it was, it got to a point with so many like, oh, this person's in the movie. I was like, I got to pump the brakes and stop getting excited, because like there's no way everybody's in this movie. So I'll just wait for, things to be actually seen with my eyeballs and experienced. But we saw a pumpkin bomb from Green Goblin, and we heard the laughter of one William Dafoe. Yeah, awesome. So we get Green Goblin back from, once again, the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, making his appearance. Awesome. Don't see him physically yet, but we did, obviously, like I said, you hear the laughter, you see the pumpkin bomb. Oh my god, fantastic. Cool. Now, there's some other speculation with that last final shot of Spider-Man suiting up in the Iron Spider suit. Man, we're getting our money's worth of this. Just bring that back in every movie. There's a lot of speculation. It's a wide shot, and there's a lot of negative space next to our Peter, Tom Holland, during this shot on the highway. people are like, oh, that's where Toby and Andrew are going to be, and they're going to put the other Spider-Man there. If so, cool. They've done it before in trailers where they erase out people. If you think back to Civil War, when they had the Civil War trailers, I think they erased out Vision and Spider-Man from Iron Man's side during that little charge shot. So, obviously, they've done it before. They could be doing it now. If so, fantastic. That's awesome. But I'm glad they're keeping it secret. We didn't get, like, everything right now. And I guess Tom Holland has gone on record to say this is only the tip of the iceberg, quote unquote. I know, Moose, the other Spider-Man. It's exciting. So we'll have to see. Now, with that, the numerous surprises they may be still holding on to, comes the question of, like, do you want to see more? Yes. Do you want to see more before the movie? Yikes. You know? I don't know. Now, this movie's coming out in December. So as of recording, 4 months. 3.5 if you want to be technical. Do I need to see more? No, I'm already going to see it. I wasn't going to go see it anyway. Yeah, it's a Marvel movie. I'm kind of already invested. 21, 24 movies deep or whatever it is. But yeah, I feel like I know they will. But I don't feel like they really should release another trailer. Like, just, here's what it is. You got the pull value of the Alfred Molina coming back, you know, and obviously the intriguing story. Like, just save everything else for the movie. Like I said, do I think they'll do that? I don't know, because they did wait a long time for this trailer. They did. So they could, and I'd be proud of them. Good job, Sony and Marvel and Disney for doing that. But if it does come out, it's going to be real hard not to watch it. Because, speaking of, Twitter, everybody knows Twitter's a cesspool. Twitter has no chill. People were posting fucking screenshots left and right of everything in that fucking trailer. It is a good thing as soon as I saw Spider-Man flash on the screen of text as I was looking on Twitter that night, I was like, oh fuck no, and I closed that immediately and was able to watch this myself and not be spoiled. But yeah, if there is a second trailer, you know for sure people are going to be doing that. If a Tobey Maguire, if an Andrew Garfield is revealed, if a fucking Emma Stone is revealed, if I don't know, some other villain, Tom Hardy from Venom is in it, you know, if anything is revealed in that second trailer, you know it's going to be spoiled immediately if you're not on top of the announcement and just, you know, catch it for yourself. So it's like, and that sucks. So I really hope they don't release another trailer. Just let everybody go in and fucking have those hype moments in the theater or at home, wherever you decide to watch it, and go, oh shit, you know, kind of thing. Multiverse. I want to talk about the multiverse. Now, this is a whole fucking bag. If you've watched over on YouTube the Marvel Plus podcast, if you haven't, you should go check it out. But if you have, we talk about the MCU shows on Disney Plus, or the Marvel shows on Disney Plus, and how they connect to the MCU. Obviously, if you've been watching those shows or listening to the podcast, video podcast, watching, whatever, you know there's a lot of multiverse shit going on right now. We had some speculation with Wanda. Is she going to be a big thing causing the multiverse in the Doctor Strange movie eventually coming out? We had nothing really in Falcon and Winter Soldier. They were doing their own thing. We had all this hoopla going on in the Loki series where Kang's actually doing the multiverse stuff, or actually has stopped the multiverse to keep everything peaceful and in one timeline. But at the end of the series, Kang's killed and the multiverse does happen, but then he's back in power later. So that's where my big question mark, like, oh, wait a minute, we're doing multiverse now again because of a spell with Doctor Strange? Question mark? Now, talking out loud through this timeline, I might have figured it out. Don't call me big brain. Definitely not. Small brain. So we have the Loki series, right? Multiverses are all happening at the same time, in theory, except the sacred timeline. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So if there was no controls, checks, balances, whatever, there was no TVA. That's the word for it. All the multiverses are going at the same time, doing their own independent storytelling thing, right? Okay, cool. There's no interweaving, except for when Kang rolls around. Kang was smart enough to discover, hey, there's all the other multiverses. How do I get to them? How do I chat with them? How do I interact? Etc., etc. So he starts fucking everything up. Weaving the pools together. Okay, fine. We get the sacred timeline because he realizes this is fucked up. Don't do that. So, in the Loki series, obviously we have the TVA in charge. We have the sacred timeline. Kang doesn't want to do the sacred timeline anymore. He wants to just retire, be done with it. So he leaves it up to fate to decide if the Lokis want to take over, Sylvie and Loki, or if he'll eventually take back over in a new form of himself, because that's how it works. He's the bee's knees, apparently. Obviously, we see the fate of that. Loki ends up in a different timeline because Mobius doesn't recognize him, and the security guard, I don't remember her name, I apologize. And Kang eventually is back in place. Cool. Great. Hopefully everybody's caught up. Hopefully that all made sense. Now talking about this out loud, I think that point at the end of Loki season 1, if we're trying to tell this story, has to be like down the line, phase 4. Like, whoosh, big time jump for when these stories take place. Because if you think about it, these multiverses will not exist if the TVA is in play. There's only the one sacred timeline. Something goes wrong that's off script or out of plan. Kang nips it in the butt, essentially deletes it, right? So, because of that, there's only the one timeline. They can't possibly pull from, connect, whatever other multiverses. So, in order for Strange in this movie to occur, this has to be after Kang, the first Kang, the original Kang, dies, and before the new one takes place in his chair. Now, you could make the argument that time all happens at the same time, so like he would take place in ruling the TVA instantaneously. To that, I have no argument. I don't know, but like I'm trying to make sense of all this. I don't know if I can. But anyways, this movie has to pull from there because there has to be some multiverses to take people from. Right? And that's the What If series. The What If series is a way to demonstrate, like, this is a different timeline with Captain Carter being Captain America, or T'Challa being a Star-Lord, or whatever episode 3 is, because I still haven't watched it. Like, this is just an easier way for them to tell these stories without doing a full live action shoot of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my thinking of how it works. Now the next question, because the Doctor Strange movie is coming up eventually, Multiverse of Madness. If we're doing the multiverse with Doctor Strange here, how are we doing it in his movie? Is it going to be the theory like we thought about, like Scarlet Witch is trying to figure out the multiverse stuff, so maybe she can selfishly pull Vision from a different universe for herself, and she causes this, and then Doctor Strange is like, whoa, bitch, I already dealt with this once with Spider-Man. Don't do this now. I highly doubt that's how the trailer's going to go, but it'd be funny if it did. Maybe that's the case. If so, man, we're getting a lot of multiverses on top of multiverses, like, just reoccurring, brought up. Yikes. But yeah, just my thought, like, how does this all line up in a timeline for the viewing audience to kind of set in stone when things take place? It's interesting. Really excited for this movie. Really excited to see, like I said, what other surprises do end up turning up and happening. And, I mean, they've been knocking it out of the park with these Spider-Man movies anyway. I mean, not to say the other ones were bad. Absolutely not. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was fantastic. I know 3's got a lot of critics, and, you know, I can definitely agree with a lot of those points. And Amazing Spider-Man, I personally loved. Was the end of 2 great? No, we got a rush to a Sinister 6, and oh boy, Andrew Garfield crying up a storm. I get it. Emma's dead. Gwen's dead. I get it. whew, that was to watch. Anyways, not bad, or not like trash. They were good. They had their moments. But yeah, these current movies, Homecoming, Far From Home, fantastic. So excited to see more. Excited to see what else happens. And yeah, I hope you guys are excited.